Welcome everyone to another one of my Blender tutorials, and as you can see right now I got Illustrator open, but what I'm going to show you how to do today is how to make something in Illustrator, convert it to a scalable vector graphics, and then we're going to bring it into Blender, and then on top of that I'll show you how to make a pre-roll with a blinking light effect. And it's a technique I picked up from another video tutorialist, Enigma Toots. He was doing a blinking light LED display, and decided I would use the technique to make another pre-roll, something with an orthographic camera, just a flat text. But this time we're going to bring some text in from Illustrator as well. You could bring in anything else you want. But anyway, we're going to start off. We're going to put some text on in Illustrator here. And I have a favorite font I use here. It's CC Wall Scroller. I'm going to use a bold italic. And we're going to make some about 60 pics here. And of course, Vector Studios is the name of our fictitious film company. And we're going to make this pre-roll for them. So I want to name this studio. Excuse me, I just got through eating a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Well, anyway, we don't really need this fill in here. So we're going to set the fill, and I'm just going to have our black outline for the text. And so, first off, when you're in Illustrator, once you want to bring something in, especially text, in this instance, you want to go up to your type, and you want to create outlines. And now what you got here is some outlines with it's just the outlines, they're vectors, but they're not in the font form. So I ran through this a couple times, and I think maybe I can do something here that will save us a little time. Find my layers. Okay, they're already grouped, so okay, that's cool. Okay, so that's what we want. And what we're going to do is we're going to save this as SVG file. It's right down here. And we've already named the file Vector Studio, so it's going to put it on the desktop there. Just click OK. Okay, so you can minimize that for the time being. Now we're going to bring our text in here, and we're going to put our 3D cursor right there. And we're going to say import Scalable Vector Graphics, and we go to our desktop here, and there's our logo. And it's real small. You won't see it right off the bat, but if you slip to the top view, there it is right there. And it's as curves. And what we want to do is we want to box select all of it, and Control J to join it all. And we want this 2D because when I did this earlier and I didn't do the 2D, I had problems with the holes and in the D's and O's and R's. They filled in, so we're going to have to convert it to a we're going to have to convert it. Well, we have to convert it to a mesh, but I'm pretty sure we got to convert this to a mesh. I haven't tried it yet. I guess you might be able to do these as in the curve format. We're going to convert them to the mesh anyway, so I can show you how to separate them, and then we're going to link our materials and all that. So it's Alt C. We're going to call mesh from text, and now we've got a mesh, and everything's filled in, as you can see here. And we're going to select all, and then we're going to go P, and we want to by loose parts. We want these letters individually. And a good practice here is to you can hit let's see, I think it's L. No, we got to get them in the let's see, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, we can select them individually here. I want to name each one of these to the appropriate letter. And that's a V. And this is going to be our E. This is going to be our C. And this will be T. And this is going to be, I'm going to call this O1. Oh, O1. because there's another O in here. Call this one. I get right click and left click mixed up today. That's R, excuse me again. And this is S. Now this is going to be T2. A second T. It's going to be U. It's going to be D. I. And this is going to be O. Capital O. 2. And this is going to be S2. To differentiate from the first S. Okay. And what I want to do is to keep track of things here. We're going to make some, we're going to give these a color. We're going to link the materials here in a minute, but what I want to do is I want to establish some colors. We're going to go red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue through this. And we're going to use the emission shader. And so this is going to be red. And we're going to make the viewport colors red as well. That makes it a little easier to visually keep track of things. And we're just going to hit new for each material there. Until we get our material list built up here. This is going to be green. And the viewport as well. Okay. And this is going to be blue. So make the viewport blue as well. Alright. So now we got a list built up here, so we can just go through C and pick red, and then green, or blue, red, green, and blue. Is that right? No. See, red, green, blue, red, green, blue. Oh. Right, okay, this is going to be green. Got out of order there. This is going to be blue. Red, green, blue. Okay, this is going to be blue. And the final one's going to be red. So, what I do, I learned this from this other tutorial here. We're going to pick all our reds here. And then we're going to hit Control L. I'll link those materials. All our green ones. Control L. Link materials. And all our blue ones. Control L. Link material. Now what we want to do is we've got our colors linked. So we're going to add some animation. We're going to add some keyframes. Actually, you can do it just like this, but we're going to go into the graph editor and put in a sine wave function, and then I'll show you how to get them out of phase and get this blinking effect. And so we're going to say just I for the red one, and I for the green one. And since our materials are linked, we should be able to just do the first three. So we'll see how this works out. I ran through it a couple times and I believe I got it correct. So we're going to go to our node editor here. We go to our first letter. We're going to make this 90 seconds long. And since it's just going to go be with a pre-roll, I'm going to set it to 30 frames a second. So anyway, now we've got our first letter chosen. And we're going to go to our graph editor here. And for our red, we're going to hit N over here in the graph editor. We're going to add a modifier. We're going to add a built-in function. Then we're going to have the sine wave. And we want it to go from not from 1 to -1, but from 1 or from a positive value to 0. So first thing, we've got to get our value offset. Like here, and to check that our materials are linked, so we go to our other red letters and they have this same attribute. So now we're going to go to our green and do the same thing, and we're going to get our value offset to, it goes to 0. Alright, and of course our other green letters have the same attribute. Now to our blue, we'll go to the blue channel. Actually, we don't need an alpha channel, but it's there anyway. We could have set that down here. But anyway, we're going to do the sine function, and we're just going to get the value offset down to 0. Alright, so we're going to check real quick. We're going to set our camera up. Where's our camera? Get it set up. I'm going to make sure it's we're in our top view. And we'll hit Alt-R to reset the rotation on the camera. It looks like we got it pointed right at it. Fortunately. Yep, okay, that's good. I did it earlier and had everything upside down. We're going to make this camera orthographic. And what we're going to do, we'll just scale the orthographic, do the orthographic scale. Yep. And then move our camera over in the X. Just go GX, like so. And GY to bring it down a little bit. And we want to make our world black, totally black. And now we really don't need, the point light is not going to do much for us here, because we're using the letters to emit the light, so you can just delete that. Don't really need it. And so if we look here, now, if we start the animation here, now this is what's important. Now we want this to be a little bit, of offset here. And we've already got this all as a mesh. What we want to do is, since we'll hide the camera temporarily, and we're just going to select these letters. Well, now we've got all our materials linked, we can go ahead and turn this back into a single object. So now what we can do is the let's see, which one is it? What material are we on? Oh, we're on a red material. And what it is, you can see here, well, you can hide the that's the this is going to be the, there's going to be a red in the okay, material 1 is red, material 2 is the blue, and material 1 is the green. So now what you want to do here is we want to get these out of phase a little bit. And if you look real close, you can see on the other sine waves there that they're going to be out of sync. And that's what you want. We'll get this one here. You can get them a little bit out of sync, and you wind up with something like this. So they're out of sync. So you get this blink, blink, blink because they're not exactly in phase. And of course, you can come in here. I'm going to leave this as, because this is pretty much what I want. And there's only one other thing I want to add here. It's you want a black background, but I looked at this and I thought, you know, we can just add one more feature and keep it real simple. We'll go to the solid view here, and we're in the top. We will go into our ortho, and we're just going to put a plane back here, and we're going to make it just the default diffuse color. Get out of edit mode there. I might have covered my text there. Make sure our text isn't covered. Where's our, oh, camera. I gotta have a camera. Okay, so I've got this ordeal again. I might have to readjust my camera. Yeah, that's what I want to do. When I put the plane in there, everything was at a different orientation. So the camera's facing away from the text here. So we need to roll this around 180 degrees. RX 180. There we go. Now, I had this problem earlier. Okay, so we gotta flip this RX 182. No, I mean it's gotta be flipped RY 180. Yep. Well, let's see. We got to. Now we got to flip it upside down. And now we got to RY 180. Now, okay, got that straightened out. Yeah, had everything reversed there. So now when you run with this, now you see it's gonna be, it looks like it might be a little bit you might have some fireflies there, but what you can do is when you get ready to render it, I won't render it here, I'll show you one I rendered earlier. But what you want to do when you're sampling, you want to set a clamp value, and 0.98 generally gets it. And we'll do a test run. We'll do it at 24. And we got a clamp value down there. So we're doing F12. And when you do the F12, that the fireflies kind of disappear. But I want to make sure I got that text completely white. So we'll go over to materials and make sure it's it works a little better when it's all the way up like that, and maybe get a little distance on it here. It may be really close. Or maybe we can actually get the plane a little bit closer. Let's try that. Yeah, there you go. So that's a cool little effect there. And I'll go to my folder here, and I'll show you the demo one. If I can find it. I believe I call it SVG demo. Oh, where did I put it? Let me search for it here real quick. Well, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna cut it short here. Can't seem to find it. I might have renamed it something else. But anyway, if you set your run settings and get a clamp value, 0.98 seems to be the one I've been using forever. And so anyway, also, if you're gonna use this in a YouTube video, you want to go 100% uncompressed, 30 frames per second, and that's about all there is to it. And you can do this effect. So anyway, thanks for viewing. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the down below, and please subscribe to my channel. And that's it for now. Thanks.